Hey guys, Baron here, and in today's video I'm going to go over a really nice gas mask in my collection. This is, of course, the United States MCU-2A gas mask, or the MCU-2A Chemical Biological Protective Mask. The MCU-2P gas mask was developed from the XM29 and XM30 experimental gas masks, which the XM29 started development in 1974 and ended production around, well, I don't know if it ended production, but it started production alongside the XM30, which started development in 1980, and that kind of went on until 1983 when the actual MCU-2P gas mask was developed. The MCU-2P saw very small, basically trials contracts with the U.S. military, but the U.S. military ended up never adopting the XM30 or XM29 chemical biological mask, and they ended up just going with the M17 and then going on to the M40. The XM30 actually did end up developing the M40 with a really early 1981 variant. You can probably go see it on the GMCC if you have that, or if you would like a picture, I can send one to you. It is a really early 1981 XM30 with really gross experimental green silicone, and it has two lenses much like the M40. You could say it was what developed the XM40. The XM40 basically starting development in 1983, maybe. Early 80s. I know the 1983 example was a very dark black rubber face piece. That was an ILC Dover design. I know Scotty Aviation made designs, and that's ultimately what became adopted for the United States military. Scotty Aviation did end up winning the contract. ILC Dover did not, which I would like to see a world where the XM40 ILC Dover contract was actually won, because then we would still see a mask that looked like a bastardized M17A2 in service. But going off that tangent, yeah, the really weird 1981 XM30 with the dual lenses developed into the M40 gas mask, which basically saw use with the, of course, military chemical scene. With the MCU gas mask scene development, we're seeing issue with the U.S. Navy and U.S. Air Force. I believe it was the Air Force first, and then the Navy later. Like Air Force 83, Navy 84, but I could have that switched. I do have a document upstairs, I believe. It was a 1983 Scott Aviation brochure where they tried to develop it into the military design. It showed an XM30 and an XM34 or 33 gas mask in the brochure that they said it was going to develop into the MCU-2P, but of course it never did. Well, it did, but only for the Navy and Air Force. But in 1983, of course, MSA, I don't know if MSA, I know Sky Aviation, they are who made who basically produced MCU-2P gas masks from 1983 until sometime. I don't know when MSA picked up the contract. They might have been developing MCU gas masks in 1983 alongside Scotty Aviation, but I've never seen a clear silicone MSA MCU from 1983. I have seen a clear silicone MSA MCU. I know Pedro Ortiz, he does have one, so I don't know if his account is still private, but if you can, go check him out on Instagram. I know of some other people who have semi-transparent silicone MCU gas masks from MSA, but those are quite uncommon. But until 1983 till I would say 1985, the MCU gas mask basically used something similar to the XM30 facepiece, where it used a semi-transparent silicone facepiece. But around 1985, 1986, maybe, they started developing a facepiece that used this facepiece. You can't see it right now because I have the chemical hood over it. You can see right there. Completely non-transparent silicone gray facepiece. Of course, the MCU is a dual part system where it uses the lens and the facepiece are two different parts. That's basically what the XM30 did to improve upon the XM29 series mask, where the XM29 was just one big piece. This, of course, is an MCU-2AP. It uses an oh god, I literally just said to remember it. Something 101, A101, something like that. I'll put it somewhere, maybe in the comments. It's something. It's an internal mic you can see right here. But you know, I can just switch this out to become an MCU-2P gas mask if I just hold on. Let me see if I can actually do this. I'll have to take the this whole cover down. Take the outsert off really quickly. I'll just take the outsert off. There we go. And then there we go. And then if I take this and I remove this, and then if I just put a regular MCU out or MCU membrane on, I'll just make it an MCU-2P, because you know right here it's an MCU-2P. There it is. That's an MCU-2P. But if I put this on, wait, does it actually say anything? No, I thought it would actually say the name of it, but it does not. You would put a internal mic right here. It's a microphone adapter. You might see these on really early XM46 masks, XM44 series masks that have the microphone adapter. Really hate trying to put this on, but yeah, XM44 series masks did actually have this sort of microphone adapter. So it was from the late 80s. So you might see some MCU-2APs from the early 80s. Late 80s, sorry. This example is, of course, dated. Hold on, let me pull this up. Example is dated 1991 by MSA, specifically January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Second week of September 1991 by MSA, lot 5479. This one is a size small, and I can't even imagine a size large because I have a size medium, and it is absolutely humongous. Of course, this is the Yellowing silicone facepiece, or the lens, and it uses a standard C2 canister. This example seems to be dated 1991, which is extremely early for, of course, the M40, but not the MCU. The MCU is actually extremely common to be seen in 1991, 1990, 1992, even 1989. The MCU is actually pretty common that year. I have been trying to get a 1 year for every single MCU produced. It's going to be tricky to try to get a 1983 MCU or even the 1980s semi-transparent MSA silicone MCUs, because those are not that easy to find. Also, I'll probably just never get a post-1991 MCU. But of course, MCU stopped production sometime in the 2000s. It basically just was replaced by the M50, which is now a joint service general purpose mask. It's general purpose now for literally everything: combat crewmen, Air Force, Navy, everything. This mask, of course, did replace Navy masks, Air Force masks. Yeah, that's it. But of course, this was replaced in 2009. I think I've heard 2009 somewhere, but of course the M50 did start production in 2007, but was never really fully integrated into the military until 2012, if I remember correctly, around that time. But it was never like full 100% scale adoption until that time, if I'm remembering hearing that correctly from some other person. Might have been Raptor, but I can't remember. But yeah, mask was fully replaced by at least 2012, I'm gonna say. But yeah, it's just a really cool mask. I love the MCU platform. It fits so greatly in the like panoramic platform style mask design. It's so cool. I love the C2 canister. I'm kind of sad that the M50 sort of got rid of the C2 and C2A1 canister, but I'm really glad that the XM55, the new M55 Joint Service General Purpose Mask, or it might not even be called that, the new M55 mask will be a 40mm Stanag or NATO thread. So that will be pretty cool if that mask ever sees full-scale adoption, or even sees adoption at all, because I have not heard a single thing about the XM55 from anybody at Avon. I'll have to probably comment on one of their Instagram or YouTube posts if they continue posting. I'll just have to ask them about that. But going off of the history and stuff, I'm going to go into this actual mask. Size small, of course, US mask. It's just an MCU. came with this size small clear, not ballistic outsert, just a regular outsert for like, I don't know, something. It came with a early 1991 C2 canister. Did not actually come with this hood. I got this hood separately. I don't know what the hood is actually called, but it's for MCU-2P gas mask specifically, but I would assume you would be able to use it with the MCU-2AP. But in the inside it does say specifically for the MCU-2P. And then over here, I have this little card right here that it's an issue card from 1991. And this is who was issued to it. I do actually have the original issue paper for this. I'm not going to show it to you like this because it has her social security number on it, which is probably still hers now currently. It was the original issued person, Sarah Cummings, 131 LRS inspection activity from September 10th, 2006. Quantity 1, unit of issue EA, serial number 1294095, which it might be, I don't know. Contractor purchase number NA, not applicable. MCU-2AP mass chemical bylaw small. And then on the back, of course, this is a serviceable tag. Says, of course, when it was date issued, inspected, SMC. Of course, next inspection was, of course, March 10th, 2007, and I don't think that it was. I think I did find her Facebook, but it might not be her. She was in the Navy, if I remember correctly. I have to read that paper again. And here's a waterproof chemical biological waterproof bag for the MCU-2P and MCU-2AP. It's literally the exact same as the M1 waterproof bag, but it's just restamped for whatever reason. I don't know why they would restamp it and not just give you an M1 waterproof bag. Let's actually read this. I'm not going to show it to you guys, but I'll read it off camera. It actually has her signature. Where is her social security number? Hopefully this is not showing anything. I'm going to cover her SSN. Sarah Cummings, date at 2005. And then it has mask type Circle 1 CW firefighter mask, MC2AP other or M45. So they were issuing M45s in 2005, which is pretty cool. I would assume they would be issuing M45s in 2005. You can see a spot for an SSN, and there is an SSN there. Mask lot number MSA, of course. September 05. Mask size small. Extra small, I would assume, would be for the M45 because I don't believe the MCU ever came in extra small. And then no skull cap. I would have loved if she actually requested a skull cap head harness because they're much better than the actual standard C15 style. I don't know if it has an actual name, but it's a C15 style head harness. Person more confident after test. That's cool. Yes, she was. Number of attempts 1. So she was more confident after all these tests. Initial. Remarks, no remarks. It's on the back, nothing on the back. So yeah, you guys want to see her SSN? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to show her social security number on camera because that would be very probably illegal. Not illegal, but some loser would take her SSN and do something with it. Let me actually take the hood off really quickly. I just want to show you guys the mask without it. I've done a video on this before, but I deleted it for whatever reason. Of course, I did put some silicone spray on this, and it actually looks better. I would assume silicone spray does absolutely nothing for metal, but of course it looks better, so that's kind of weird. Let me take this off the head really quickly. There's the mask, and here is the chemical hood. It has this little thing where you press that in, and then where you just do that to get it on your neck, and then you press that in, up, and then you pull it. Or, hold on. How do you do it? You just press it in, I would assume. Inside, it's kind of easy to fit on the mask. Inside it says, Hood Chemical Biological MCU-2P Series Mask. There's a lot. I don't know what the actual date of this chemical hood is. I don't know if you can see a date. And it's very dusty. It has a lot of talcum powder on it from storage, if that even has talcum powder. You can see it gets on the outlet valve quite a lot. Outlet valve is dated January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Second week of September 1991, much like the actual mask. So it's a nicely matching mask. Oh, that's actually not. This is actually lot number 5073. And this is 5479. Neat. And then over here, there's the lot number of the actual mask. It matches the paper as well. Mask is very dusty after I put the chemical hood on. I do keep the chemical hood on the mask, so I do keep it stored in the actual carrier like that. Here's the C15 style head harness. It's not a C15 style head harness. It just is basically modeled after the C15 head harness on the M17 with this little donning loop. I do have an experimental model of the C15 head harness, or a modified C15 head harness that has a donning loop stitched into it, and that's what inspired this sort of head harness. Really nice, no elasticity damage. Has all of its elasticity still. Let's get this mask off the head really quickly. I really love this style of head harness because it doesn't lose its elasticity like the C15 does. Oh my god, I'm so fucking retarded. I apologize, I've been calling the head harness the C15R1, so I'm gonna probably put this in the front of the video. I'm so stupid. I've been calling the M17 head harness the C15R1. It's the C8R1. Good lord, am I stupid. I'll put that in the front of the video, I'm sorry. I don't know why I've been calling it that the entire time. What even is a C15R1? Nothing? I don't know. I don't even know. I can't remember all these stupid designations. Okay, here's the inside. See, I do wear this quite a lot. My main gripe about it is the stupidly sharp nose cup, or the oral nasal cup. Here's the inside. Here's the pooling area for when you spit and sweat into your mask like a toddler. I'll have to fix that in there because it's all wonky. There's the drinking tube. And here's the deflector thing. Ew. Hair all up in it. God dang. Jeez. What am I, cat wear this? Yeah. Let me take this hydration tube out. Hydration tube standard on all US masks. I'm gonna put a PSA at the end of this video. Just want to tell you guys something. Stuff that's been going on in the community for quite some time. I've been talked to about a lot of creators about it. There we go. Standard MCU outlet valve. Also, don't want to hate, but Nick Sherman, Pixar Productions, he is selling basically something like this on eBay as a XM44 outlet valve. I do not believe it is. I believe it's just an MCU outlet valve that's dated 1989 or 88, probably 89. That's not, I don't believe. The XM44 was earlier, if I remember correctly. Maybe, because I believe it was the XM45 around that. No, I don't know. I can't remember. It might be, but just be wary about, of course, I'm going to talk about that at the end of the video. That sort of stuff. Here's the little mesh thing in there. I'm not sure what that's about. I guess better air deflection. There's the inhalation valve. Let's get this back on. There's some surplus rubber around this for some reason. I'm not sure what that's about. A lot of surplus rubber around that metal area. Kind of annoying to get back on. The rubber around it is so fat, it's kind of a pain to get back into that little metal groove. Let's put my finger into there and pull it over. There we go. And let's put the hydration tube, which is actually able to be removed, unlike the XM30 hydration tube, because that's cemented into the actual mask itself. Or maybe, but this little hydration tube at the end, that's cemented into it. I don't know if this one is on the XM30. Yeah. Cool mask. Carrier is just a standard hard shell. I think you would call this a hard shell carrier, much like the earlier M40 hard shell carriers. Neat one. Has this little loop right here. Hearing a very weird noise. I don't know what that is. Has Velcro, which is kind of annoying. I don't like Velcro. Inside fits the mask nicely, or fits with the mask nicely. There's this little carrying thing. This fits something. I don't know what it is. Probably a decontamination kit, but I can't really fit anything in there. Back earlier ones would have a like stamping right here. This one does not, because it's a 1991 example. And yeah, that is the end of the video. This is the end of the video, so I'm going to tell you guys. I've been sort of trying to get my hands on more experimental gas masks, not prototypes. Experimental and prototype are not the same thing. You gotta learn that. But I've been talking to some collectors, and I know they're trying to lower the price of experimental gas masks in the community, because 2 XM30s just sold on eBay. One was like $100 something, which is an alright price for an XM30, but one just sold for like $200 something. That's probably a little high, given that it was a really modified example that had a riot control filter from the MSA UltraView. But that was kind of weird. Hope someone in the community did snatch that. But I know I did see a US 10, a experimental US 10 selling recently. I really hope Noah or Callum did get that, because I know they were trying to get that, and I know it'll be in amazing hands with them. But I just want to say, if you see an experimental gas mask on eBay or something and it's like really high, please try to lower the price, or try to like haggle with the seller to lower the price, because experimental gas masks are going extremely high because dumb collectors are putting them at an exorbitant price. I'm talking about some really high-end collectors I know of. I've been talking to, like, Raptor and some other people, saying that experimental gas masks are not worth what some people are trying to sell them for. So if you see an XM gas mask or an experimental gas mask on eBay that's worth, or that's like being sold for quite a lot, just do not get it. Please try to, or if you're going to get it, try to haggle them down to a lower price, so we can like bring down the price of experimental gas masks on the market and the community. Because again, like what Raptor said on the Discord, XM40s used to be around the hundreds, in the hundreds area. But now that dumb collectors, I'm not going to say his name, like to have them all, gotta catch them all the prices have gone up horribly. So stop hoarding gas masks and let some people like me have them. But yeah, this has been Baron, and I'll hopefully see you guys in the next video with something really cool in my collection. See you guys.